These are the Slants. Members Simon Tiem, Ken Shima, Joe Young, and Yuya Matsuda are of Asian descent and have become well known for their involvement in fighting racist ideas and stereotypes in the Asian American community. Founder of the rock band Simon Tam formed the Slants in 2006 to bring attention to Asian American discrimination through reappropriation. In 2011, the band appealed their name to the United States Patent and Trademark Office, but got rejected. Disappointed with the ruling, the band has taken the case up to the Supreme Court in hopes of getting the recognition they deserve. With their case ongoing, the Slants were given the opportunity to discuss their case on the Legal Ease radio talk show in April 2017.
So we've got a debate that's currently before the Supreme Court of the United States regarding free speech, regarding trademarks. So when you started thinking about naming the band, Simon, tell us a little bit about how that came about. I've read a lot of things. There was, an article that talked about there was kind of 3 reasons behind the name of the band, but focus us on that piece of it.
Well, I knew I wanted to kind of represent and tackle on stereotypes and issues that our community was facing. So I started asking my friends and said, what's something you think all Asians have in common? And they would immediately say slanted eyes, which I always find interesting because number one, it's not true. Not all Asians have some kind of slant to our eyes, and Asians aren't the only people with any kind of slant to the eye. But number two, it's a word that's been used for decades now by Asian American activists in this kind of self-empowering, reappropriated way.
Right.
And I thought, hey, this could be our perspective, our slant on life as people of color, paying homage to the work that these pioneers have done and having this sly reference to kind of this outdated slur, while having a band name that was very much in line with that new wave post-punk kind of movement.
And I think it's a very cool name. And I like this idea that you're taking it as a badge of pride. What was your thought when you came back and you read that, that appeals court decision? Well, this is really the appeals from the board.
Yeah, and that decision really came about when we started asking them, say, well, why this case? Because my case is the only one in all of you's history to be denied a trademark registration on these grounds when they've actually registered slant or slants dozens and dozens of times. They said it was because of the context. But when you think about it, I can't change the context. The context of the band is our actual ethnic identities, our race.
If we're taking the word back, if we're taking the sting out of it, and we're actually allowing people to use the word in a positive way, that's a good thing.
So in the name of protecting against racism, they decided to deny me rights based on my race. Because what they're basically saying is, these guys are too Asian. Or another way of saying is, anyone can register a trademark for the slants as long as they're not Asian.
Right.
Because the Asian identity is what provides context for the term to be offensive. And that's even more problematic, in my opinion, that we actually have the government denying people rights based on their race. And when I thought more about it, I thought that it's not right for the government to do that. It's not right for the government to choose winners and losers, because ultimately they're going to favor experiences and perspectives of people they can relate to and not necessarily marginalized communities. And that's why we decided to fight and to continue to pursue this thing for so long.